Here we go again. Hi everybody, welcome to my channel, Straight Out of Context. Fair use and copyright disclaimer, I'm not going to give you the long version, but I am within my First Amendment right to share my thoughts, views, expressions, feelings, opinions, and critiques. And under fair use and copyright law, I am within my legal right to share these following clips, and as always, I credit all of these people down in the description box. So let's get right into it. What is going on with Gypsy Rose Blanchard? At this rate, I really think she's exactly like Lily Tino, a narcissist who wants all of the attention and the praise and the views and the clicks for monetary gain. But I think it goes even deeper than that with the conceit, the selfishness, the lies, and feeding this psychological egoism. Gypsy was on a live panel recently and told everybody that she didn't want to post on June 9th and June 10th, so she did it a day early. But she did post on June 9th, and she did also post on June 10th. This video right here. She also recently posted this photograph on her Instagram, and you can see she is wearing a K necklace. K is for killer. Yesterday was Sunday, June 15th, which was Father's Day. Gypsy posted this tribute to her father, and we'll get into this in just a second. But she forgot to post something about Ken, which she later did, after she had been called out by a TikTok creator named Quiche. She quickly posted this tribute to Ken Urker. Hey Ken, it looks like you got something in your eye there. You might want to get that out. But just when we think that Gypsy Rose Blanchard cannot get any worse, she goes all out and surprises us all. For Father's Day, she says this: growing up, life didn't give us the chance to share the kind of father-daughter bond that every little girl dreams of. Circumstances kept us apart. And for so long, I wondered what it felt like to have a dad's love, protection, and guidance. But life has a beautiful way of writing second chapters. Now, at 33, with a daughter of my own, I get to watch you be an amazing pop you were always meant to be. And in doing so, you've shown me the kind of love I longed for all those years. Our relationship may have come later than most, but it's proof that it's never too late to build something meaningful and real. I'm so grateful for the bond we've created, for the memories we're making, and for the way that you love Aurora. Watching you with her fills my heart in ways I can't even put into words. Thank you for being here now, for showing up, for loving me and my daughter with your whole heart. This second chance means everything to me. Happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you. But Gypsy, you need to buckle up, and you need to buckle that baby appropriately. Love yourself and that baby enough to take safety seriously. This is also concerning. Having a mister plugged in on the side of the crib and a camera on the other side. But we will get into this in just a moment. Nia Blanchard shared this: Cajun country culture. She just simply says country boy. Andre apparently got himself a new old truck. I think that's pretty damn cool. That's pretty awesome. Gypsy also wants to remind everybody that our opinions don't matter to her, even though she did an entire anti-bullying video saying the exact opposite. But somebody asked her this: didn't Nick get there on the 10th, meaning June 10th of 2015? She says he was in Springfield on the evening of the 9th, and it happened overnight into the early morning of the 10th. But when you look at the text messages, you can clearly see it was Wednesday, June 10th of 2015 at 1:44 a.m. She says, okay, baby, heart, see you soon, dear heart. By the way, the gloves are blue. And how long must I hold my ears, hun? Question mark. Until he's done doing what you manipulated him into doing for almost 3 years. But we already know that this is not Munchausen syndrome by proxy. This is more likely Munchausen syndrome on Gypsy's part, because Dee Dee Blanchard would have never ever have given all the aliases and alternate dates of birth pertaining to her daughter, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, for Missouri to go back over 5 years of medical records from doctors and hospitals in Louisiana, if she truly had Munchausen syndrome by proxy, because this would have given her away. But even funnier is the fact that Gypsy took down her memberships for her YouTube channel. If anybody wants a screenshot, go ahead and get it right here, because I'm telling you now, she wanted this down very quickly. She was asking for $15 a month. The basic supporter was $3.99. It's supposed to include member-only live chats, priority reply to comments, early access to all new videos, photos and status updates, member-only posts. Same as TikTok, but I've covered that many times and we'll get to that in just a second. Hey, look at what ChatGPT made off of this photograph of Dee Dee Blanchard. And what about this one? Based off of this photograph of Gypsy and her mother. Aw, little Gypsy on a motorcycle, not a wheelchair. This photograph, I really like this one because it just shows the relationship between Dee Dee and God. And you see on her face how much she loves her daughter. You see the priest literally blessing Dee Dee while she's holding a baby Gypsy Rose. But this is not even a small fraction of all of the times Gypsy has changed her hair. Yes, this one is a wig, but all of these other pictures are not wigs. This is her real hair and what she has done in a year and a half to damage that hair. It just progressively keeps getting shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. She's dyed her hair over 6 times in 1 week. Shout out to Justice Junction because they are the ones that actually obtained these high school photographs from Dee Dee Blanchard's yearbooks. How humanizing to see a murder victim in their early years. She was somebody's daughter, somebody's sister. She was an entire woman and human being before somebody felt that it was their right and entitlement to strip her of her life. And Gypsy wants everybody to give that love and that respect to her own daughter. And of course, everybody does because she is an innocent, beautiful little baby. The same way Dee Dee didn't ask for her daughter to be Gypsy Rose Blanchard, Aurora didn't ask for Gypsy Rose Blanchard to be her mother. And Homo sapiens aren't the only species that's over here side-eyeing Gypsy Rose Blanchard and her bullshit narrative and story. Even the cows can't wait for her to go home. This cow really does not want Gypsy on its pastures. Go get your own green grass on your own side. However, Gypsy also says this: continue the journey with us. We're navigating the beautiful chaos of parenthood while balancing the unique challenges of living in the spotlight, all while trying to keep life as normal as possible in a not so normal world. Through our YouTube family vlog, we'll be sharing raw, real, and honest moments as parents. The highs, the lows, and everything in between. Join us for an inside look at our lives, the love we have for our family, and the lessons we are learning along the way. Hit that subscribe button and follow our journey. This was written by ChatGPT. Gypsy Rose doesn't even have a PR team, but she certainly is treating ChatGPT like it is her PR. She's even still asking for letters of support to be sent to her P.O. box, despite the fact that Christy Blanchard is the one that has to sit there in her and Rod's house and go through all of those letters. What Gypsy is doing is fishing for monetary gifts, gift cards, etc., and actual gifts to be sent to her, Ken, and baby Aurora. What she is not seeking is letters of support. But remember one of the earlier videos that Gypsy dumped onto her YouTube channel and was actually taken months ago, and she shows the baby's face? Aurora is almost 6 months old, and this says 2 weeks postpartum self-care. Why prioritizing you after birth matters, which she does not talk about at all in this video. But if you look down in the comments, you are going to see that she said this, that this video was dated January of 2025. She continues, we had to make edits to this video, so it has been re-uploaded. Heart. Oh, she meant doxing her baby's face with the VTech baby monitor, right? Oh, no. That's not what she edited out of this video. This is. You can clearly see an electric diffuser plugged in and on On the side of that crib, all it takes is a slight movement, and that would have fallen over on the baby. But on the other corner, you can clearly see the camera. At least that's what it looks like to me. And if it is one of those little round cameras, then I really hope that she was watching it closely to make sure that diffuser did not fall into the crib. Anything that is electric and plugs into an outlet should not be near bedding. A lot of people don't realize how flammable a lot of bedding materials and fabrics are, especially polyester, but even cotton and linen can be extremely flammable. That's why I myself do not sleep with any kind of charger, phone charger, anything like that plugged in overnight. It's always been a huge anxiety of mine. And I also don't have a phone plugged in on my mattress ever. I always use an end table and I take it off the charger immediately once it's at 100%. And never when sleeping. You can do a quick little Google search and find out yourself just how many thousands of people have set their bedding on fire with a phone plugged in. But Gypsy also deleted this video where Aurora is not buckled in properly and she's not buckled at all. So how can Gypsy Rose get candid about her mother on the 10th year anniversary of her murder when she said she didn't post on the 9th or the 10th? But she sure is very quick to post about her excitement with being off of parole and partying in New Orleans, Louisiana, even drinking. And yes, Gypsy Rose Blanchard is still charging for memberships on her TikTok, and she is still not giving the members all of the perks that they are all supposed to receive for being a member. That is in and of itself a violation on TikTok. But the most concerning is not the 19 cases in the last year and a half of children or young adults that have tried or have taken the lives of their mother in their sleep in their own home because they think they're going to be famous and rich just like Gypsy Rose. It's comments like these. I'm a Gypsy fan because my mom is mean too. I wish I had the courage to do what you did. Heart, heart. This kind of negative influence is the problem with Gypsy Rose Blanchard being glorified. Not this, not her. Fuck her opinions and fuck her feelings. She didn't care about anybody else's when she not only took somebody's life, but destroyed 2 other lives with that, destroying and hurting her ex-husband, her own family, and content creators who she just doesn't like talking about her. All the harm and the damage and the cyberbullying, the real life crimes that are happening because Gypsy Rose Blanchard is out. The toxicity on social media just because she's out. It's not only mind-boggling, but one day, mark my words, they will study this kind of weird parasocial behavior, especially in relation to heinous serial killers, offenders, predators, and murderers. And if you need this, you may also want to pause and take a screenshot or pause and read. This is the article about Gypsy Rose Blanchard going to the cove and swimming with dolphins, as seen in the picture below. But you can also pause to read this article and the continuation of that article. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, the perpetual victim, the little girl that never knew how to swim, never seen the beach, finally living her life after lockup and freedom from her heinous, horrible monster of a mom, and all the people who help enable that lie and narrative. A bunch of simps who want to say everybody else is wrong and they are just jealous of Gypsy? Jealous of a murderer. Are you freaking kidding? But you can go back and even look at what Christy Blanchard herself has said about Dee Dee Blanchard, talking about how much she loved Gypsy and how Gypsy was really sick. Yeah, we know that. But have you seen this? Gypsy's own friend left a weird comment on TikTok talking about how somebody had told something very private, and that was that she unalived someone. And in the second comment, she berates that person because she said she told them that in private and that they turned around and told everybody that publicly. Well, it sounds just like Gypsy and her friends to do something like that. People who support this. A little girl on a swing, not once, not twice, not even thrice, pretending like she never was on a swing before, pretending that she is learning how to swim right out of prison, pretending that it's her first time ever seeing a beach. The more that Gypsy Rose Blanchard talks, the more you catch her in another lie.
Okay, so this is your first time on the beach, you said, yeah?
This is my first time on the beach. I've never walked on the beach. What? This feels so weird.
How does it feel on your toes? Have a little sand.
Oh my god, it feels so different. Like, I don't even know how to describe it right now. It's just, like, it's heavy. It takes you a minute to walk in this stuff. And it keeps you in your toes. You're trying to walk, but it's like you're walking in, like, I don't know, really heavy shoes. It's so fun to slow walk on it. I don't know what to think of it. We're going in the water?
Or just the feet, just the feet.
Okay, okay. Oh, I'm swimming in it.
What do you think about in the Pacific Ocean?
Oh, I love it. It was so cold, but it was like so like the scene out of a movie.
Did you feel like it was
It did. It was like a little wobbly there, but it was so beautiful.
Move them legs like a pro. Scissor kick. There you go. Yep, you're doing the breaststroke. Don't make me go in and get you. Okay. First time's almost swimming and almost drowning.
Okay.
How do you feel about that, Gypsy?
I'm gonna go again.
The best thing to do is don't panic. Don't panic, don't panic. I used to be a lifeguard too at one point. You were doing good with the breaststroke though.
We're doing the shallowing.
All right. No, do your arms like this. There you go. You're doing better than Mama Sharon.
Ready?
Okay, I'm ready. Okay. Oh god, 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 don't make me fall.
Great, just chill. Alright, I'll stop.
Slow down.
We're good. Chill. Big turn. I got you. Alright.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's okay. It's back up again.
We're leaving.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh.
Does everybody remember this? After Gypsy Rose had her teeth and her nose and her hair all freshly done and went to the beach, and she had this to say.
This is your first time on the beach, you said, yeah?
This is my first time on the beach.
I'm sure most of you have seen this picture that proves that Gypsy Rose not only has been on a beach before, but that she's now lying to you about being on a beach before, which means she isn't gaslighting the entire world and society, her followers and everybody who watches her Lifetime show or reads her books or watches any interview she ever does, into believing that she's now living this life that she never had before. But we know that's just not true because there's photographic evidence. But do you remember when her and Christy, her stepmom, went to some kind of public pool, or they were at a hotel pool, whatever. Anyways, the point is this: learning how to swim. And she did an entire video talking about trying to learn how to swim, and Christy's like, you're doing the breaststroke, you're doing the doggy paddle. For somebody who's never swam before to be in there in the deep end, unassisted, and not have any idea of what you're doing, that's really odd, because for somebody who's never swam, you're going to want to make sure that you're able to stand in the water with it being below your head, and that you have some kind of assistance while you're in there learning how to swim. Yet she seems to be doing just fine swimming. For somebody who never knew how to swim, never been in any kind of body of water, was never allowed to do it. According to a December 21st, 2003 story in the Times-Picayune, I don't know how to say that. I'm sorry if I really messed that up. Dee Dee and Gypsy were guests at a Christmas feast sponsored by the organization, meaning Make-A-Wish. Gypsy, then 11, is quoted saying that the organization has already granted her wish, or wishes. She went to Walt Disney World and that she swam with dolphins at the Discovery Cove in Florida. This actually goes with an article. This is the text from that article. The article originally ran December 21st, 2003 in a newspaper. And in that newspaper, there's a picture of Gypsy at the Discovery Cove swimming with dolphins, unassisted, wearing a baseball cap. And I know it exists because I've seen it, and I know somebody has it. And I will eventually get a copy of it to show you all. But she indeed did swim with the dolphins. I have witnessed that article, the original article, myself. But that is not the first time that Make-A-Wish ran an article about Gypsy and Dee Dee, and it's not the first time that Make-A-Wish granted her an entire trip to Walt Disney World and swimming with dolphins and stingrays. And it's also not the first time that she had ever went swimming or ever went to the beach. This is what I'm actually getting to right here, because you very clearly can see that this is a very deep end of a pool with the rope. Now, if Gypsy is, say, 6, 7, 8 years old, somewhere in there, and does not know how to swim, has never swam, has never been to the beach, even the most awful guardian or parent is not going to put you on a tiny ass little floaty and just push you out there and say, well, she'll learn one way or the other. She's either going to sink, float, or swim. No, I absolutely do not believe that anybody would do that to a kid who does not know how to swim. And she was so comfortable with it that she wasn't even in the pool with her taking the photo, and felt comfortable with that. Now, you have to have some kind of confidence in your child's ability to swim and their floaty for you to do this number right here. So that blows Gypsy's narrative right out of the water. And like what Nina says when she says this,
get lost in the sauce of what the goal really is. At the end of the day, the goal is really to get Nicholas Goshan justice. I don't want you guys to get on this post and say, oh, she said this in the documentary, she said that. We are not going to listen to someone that they unalived their mom.
Now, I really couldn't agree more. But you know what? When a major network like Lifetime and the book publishers and people like The View and ABC, NBC, CNN, all of them are giving Gypsy's interviews and book deals, and not 1, 2, 3 docuseries, reality shows, or prison confession shows, I would say somebody that has 9.8 million followers on their TikTok alone already has people listening to them. And that is the whole problem. Not even getting into all of the cases that have happened of people emulating her crime. The 14-year-old girl and her 17-year-old boyfriend here in East Point, Michigan, and the other 17-plus cases, Carly Gregg, as well as the teens in Minnesota, the one in Mississippi, the one in Florida. Yeah, they think that they're going to get away with it too. And not only get away with it, but they'll become rich and TikTok famous. So when people like me for years have been poking holes in her story and her narrative using her own words against her own words to prove and show and display to everybody else that this person is lying, that they are not being truthful, and why would you not be truthful about some little stuff like not being able to swim? Because she wants to sell you on that whole entire purpose of the book. My time to stand. It's my life now. I was a victim and now I'm finally gonna live my life, live my best life. Okay, that's not true. She had a very beautiful and very good life with her mother. It may not have been exactly everything and how she wanted, but she had some really good times and she was spoiled and she got everything she wanted. So for somebody who already has such a large platform, multiple platforms, it's not about, we're not going to give her a platform. We're not going to listen to an unaliver. Guess what? People already are. And that is the whole entire point of poking holes in her narrative and showing people that if she lies about stuff like this, she'll lie about anything to anybody. And we already know that with the interrogation video and everything else, that she did nothing but lie, 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 lie. And if she's not lying and she's caught out, she's trying to negate, she's trying to project, she's trying to gaslight, and she's trying to say, look over here, he did that, he did it, he's this, he's that, or look over there, she did that, she did this. And there's nothing worse than somebody who's going to say, you know what, instead of proving that I'm the better person by making better choices and better actions and not lying anymore, I'm going to point the finger over here and tell you all the things about he or she and how they're the worst person. Because to me, there's nothing worse than a liar who doubles down or triples down on a lie and refuses to just admit the objective truth, not their truth, not their perception, not their rewriting of history, but the truth as it actually occurred, as it actually happened. But somebody who doesn't change, because that just proves fundamentally that her 8.5 years that she spent in prison, as she says in her own words, was nothing but her preparing to get her parole and trying to get so she can get parole. It wasn't about reformation. It wasn't about rehabilitation. And we know the incarceration system is never about rehabilitation and reformation in any kind of capacity. It fundamentally just does not have the resources and the people to focus on rehabilitating and reforming people, to actually put them back out in society. But this shows, with Gypsy's own words, shows that she is not telling people the truth. Why is she not telling the truth? Well, I have two theories on that. One is because she's really PR trying to sell you this whole narrative that she had to unalive her mom because she had no other way to get out. And that she now is standing and living her best life because her mother didn't let her stand and didn't let her live life. Or she's lying these little lies because she's covering up for the fact that she really wasn't abused like she says. So, here you go. Gypsy Rose Blanchard knew how to swim. She did swim. And she did go to beaches, as you can see.
Hey all you fans of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I'd love to tell you guys who she really is. In the past week, her and her cult members have stolen my identity, I guess you could say. They have made a fake account pretending to be me. My Bambi May account, my name is Bambi May, Amber May. My main account that I've had since 2020, they made a fake account of it. It's called Bambi May 6, but when it's commenting, it looks like it's Bambi May. So people can't tell unless they actually go and look at it. My Bambi May has 14,000 followers. This one doesn't. Last night, I was singing karaoke. The fake account of me came in. They started saying, I want to be your friend and all this stuff. And I was like, this is illegal what you're doing. And you cannot do this. This is not okay. I have about 30 people watching, so I do have witnesses. Then they began to call my phone over and over and over again from 3 different numbers. And the numbers were all asking me for a code that they would text to my phone to prove that I didn't just Venmo someone. The name that they said that I Venmo'd is my little brother who passed away. They called 9 times in a row. I knew not to type in the code from my phone that they were texting me because I don't use Venmo. So Venmo would not be calling me for a code. So they were trying to get a code to something else by disguising it as a Venmo so they could hack my account. They just wanted their code to hack my account. They have been bullying me and stalking me for ever since I started reading her book and talking about how there's lies in it. How like pages have different stories from each other. Like she'll tell the same story again, but it'll be completely changed in her book. So when we started finding a bunch of discrepancies, her and her friends came for me. They've made fake cartoons of me. They make fake AI images of me when I hurt my eye, of them stabbing me in the eye, and I'm a voodoo doll, by the way. They have now made a fake account of me. They have called my house before. Gypsy Rose has commented from her main account on this account before, so she does absolutely know who I am. They've commented on my shit. They bullied me on live. Anyways, I wanted to share something that happened to a friend of mine yesterday who posted a funny Happy Father's Day video to Rod, and an account decided to message her. Here's the message. I can't really read this out loud, so you'll have to read it for yourself. If you want receipts of everything that's been going on with me, you can check out my page. I've been literally told to be quiet. I've been told to change my number by lots of people. I have been told so many things, and it's strange to me because people should be speaking out that this is going on. People should be working together that this is going on. I see all these main huge creators. I see people that are just here to say this is what happened to me, blah, 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 but I don't see anybody spreading awareness about this stuff going on. I don't see anybody banding together. I don't see anybody like, this is crazy. This is crazy. They have a cult, and that's the only word I can really use to describe this to you over on the Discord app. Gypsy Rose and her besties are in the top tier of this Discord app. I don't use Discord, so I don't exactly know how to explain this to you. They're in the top tier of this Discord group, and then it filters down to the lessers, where they tell them what to do and who to go after and things like that. They also have, I have been told, like 25 people who like research people's backgrounds, and they call themselves like Co-op 25. I'm not too clear on that part, so that's just what I've been told recently. Regardless, they are looking at people's personal information. They are harassing people. They are calling people at their houses. They are doing all of these things. Gypsy Rose's main account on this app, where she's like, I'm a Disney princess and pretending to be all sweet and I'm just about my baby and blah, 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 is completely fabricated. Just like before, when she used the internet to plan to unalive her mom, now she has access to all of these people who want her to be their bestie, and so they're willing to do whatever for her. So this is actually going on. This is actually a thing. And I'd appreciate if you guys shared this out, because it's not mainstream and a lot of people don't know what's going on, and a lot of people still believe her narrative. Her narrative from before she was schmoozing the public is still the exact same narrative. It hasn't changed. She is faking to the public. I have talked about this in my videos where she like pretends she's never got her nails done before. Just like she never went to the beach, but there's pictures of her on the beach. Just like she never went to on the swings, there's pictures of her on the swings. Now she's didn't know your nails could be long without acrylics. Yes, you did. You had them done twice prior. So she is misguiding the public to believe this false narrative. Please spread this.
I haven't really been aware what Gypsy and her little clique are doing for the past couple of days because it's my son's birthday and his party. But what I do know is some of her people are actually pretending to be in the anti-Gypsy clique, like making fake profiles. I don't know if you guys follow Sweetashonee, but her name speaks for itself. She really is a sweetheart. Her name is Amber, and some people have been like making like fake profiles about her, and like one of them like commented on one of my other posts like what I've done in my past, and I'm gonna just put it out there. I do not care. I am not ashamed of what I've done and who I've done it to. I'm actually quite proud of it. If you happen to find out what I've done, I will talk about it to anybody. I didn't kill anybody. I just threatened some government officials. But that is neither here nor there. And no, I am not sorry for doing it because they are scumbags. very corrupt scumbags. Either way, them pretending to be her is fucking scary. The fact that they would go as far as making fake profiles and commenting on people's things is scary. I had to report the account as a fake profile, obviously, but it only let me have two options, either me or a celebrity. And when I did try to put it as a celebrity, it wouldn't let me tag Sweetashonee for some reason. So I had to put it as me. I'm still waiting for the report to come back yet. I haven't gotten a response from it yet, but I have a feeling it's going to say that, oh, they're not violating anything. But it gave me the option to just block the profile, so I did. But if you see somebody that says like bam bam for you, something like that, it was like bam bam something, and it's literally Sweetashonee's picture. Like, and it's not her, and they only have like 38 followers or some shit like that.
It should be starting so early, I can't even keep up. Roll. So tell us our opinion doesn't matter without telling us our opinion doesn't matter. Girl, why you start so early? Today's gonna be a fun day. I can just feel it. You're already starting this early. We about to have fun with you today. Y'all remember that shirt? What was it, like 2 days ago I posted? Your opinion matters. Not to me. Clearly it does. Clearly it does. Because, like, what's got your panties all in a twist at, let's see, it's 9:16 here, so that'd be, what, 8:15-ish? Over there, 30 minutes from that. 7:45 or so. I don't, fuck it, whatever. It's too early. Why are you starting so damn early? Like, who's pissed in your Wheaties already? Stay out the comment section. Stop scrolling to find videos about you. Like, just stay off the internet. It's that easy. Because these little gems you keep giving us, we're going to use them. Why wouldn't we? You look wild, boy. We're like, I feel like you're just slowly becoming unhinged the closer you get to being off of parole. Like, somebody tell me when and where she will be when she gets off parole so I can bring a chair and some popcorn and a cooler of drinks. Whoever wants to meet me there, let me know. Girl, go back to bed. We know you're going to go back to bed. You literally just woke up, made that reel, and you're probably not back out because you're lazy. Allegedly, and in my opinion, of course. Everything I say is alleged. You lazy. You need to calm down. Damn. Calm down. Because the longer you stay on the internet, the more you're going to get of this. So just get off the internet. Then it would stop. Well, probably not, because somebody would probably leak something and we'd still be able to sit here and say things about you. But at least you wouldn't have to see it. But keep on. Keep giving us everything, because you're starting early, so I feel like today's going to be a good one. I'm going to have a ton of content. Hell, I might have to make some content and just roll it over into tomorrow. Happy Sunday, y'all.
It seems as though Gypsy or Christy has found my page with one of their fake profiles. This is the comment. Ken is not a homewrecker. Gypsy left Ryan way before she contacted Ken. No, honey. I don't know if math isn't your strong suit or you just like Delulu land. That is not what happened. Do you remember her going back to Cutoff? Remember all the fake fights between her and Ryan? She had been in contact with Ken that entire time. They had been talking and having an emotional relationship behind Ryan's back. So yes, she did in fact cheat on Ryan. Ken is in fact a homewrecker. They were still married when she got pregnant. Ryan was on the birth certificate because they were still married. Ken is the definition of a homewrecker, and Gypsy is the definition of a mommy unaliver. Not my fault your morals screwed up.
None of the shit you're saying right here about Gypsy Rose is true. And it's a huge fucking disrespect to Dee Dee. Dee Dee did not have handcuffs on her wrist. You know about forensic science? When you die, and Dee Dee was laid like this, wrist bent, head down into a pillow, your blood pools at the lowest points of the body. Again, both her wrists are bent like this 4 days. Lowest point, your wrist. Just like the rest of her body, when they show it, it's got the designs from the damn mattress because the blood is pooling and going within those designs. Dee Dee's nose is smushed in because she's been in a pillow face down for 4 days. Blood coming out her nose is because she just had 17 wounds to the back. Huge one to the neck, one right here. Don't make me pull out that fucking autopsy because you know I will. She was hit in the heart, the liver, the lungs, more than once. I believe she was hit in the diaphragm. She was bleeding internally, hence why the blood is coming from her nose. She was probably literally drowning on her own bodily fluids at that point. And saying things like, Gypsy did this, Gypsy did that. Do you know how hard it is to sleep on your stomach as a big woman? Just because some bigger women have problems sleeping on their stomach doesn't mean that is universal for all bigger women. Nick says in his Killer Couples episode, made it to the door of the house, I seen Gypsy. I almost grabbed her and ran. But this evil part of me had been rising up for a long time. He said, I looked at Gypsy and I told her, the bitch is dead. And he told Gypsy, go get in the bathroom, and he headed to Dee Dee's room. I showed you his interrogation where he literally goes into very, very specific details about what Dee Dee said to him. He even mimics her yells. He tells you what he did to her. How many times she yelled for Gypsy. You're not doing her any service by putting things he did off on Gypsy. They did this together. This isn't me saying Nick had a fair trial. No, he fucking didn't. Don't push blame to other people. Gypsy manipulated him into doing this, but Nick, he had that thought at that door. I could grab Gypsy and run. Could have stopped it all right there too. Just like Gypsy could have. There's no good side, bad side to this. There's right and wrong. Nick did this. As much as y'all don't want to believe it, he did it. Gypsy Rose Blanchard was not abused. Do you guys remember when she made this video explaining her microdeletion? You know what she left out and didn't tell y'all? Her microdeletion, the size of it, isn't like, oh, it's just the common size of the microdeletion 1Q2 1.1. Her microdeletion is a mega-based size microdeletion that is much larger than the commonly sized 1Q2 1.1 microdeletion. She got on here and was like, I really do have it. She didn't tell y'all the first case wasn't found till 2008. She didn't tell y'all that hers wasn't diagnosed till 2011. She didn't tell y'all, so there really was no blueprint for my mom to go off of. In her own documentary, her grandfather said when she was a baby, she was put on a monitor. It kept track of her breathing. And when she would stop breathing, him and Dee Dee would have to go wake her up to start her breathing again and to get the machine to go off. Her eye that was clearly turned all the fucking way in because she had strabismus. I hope I said that right. She had multiple surgeries on her eye. Had she had not had those surgeries, she would probably be fucking blind today. Her salivary glands, she did not have all of them motherfuckers removed. And I don't know how y'all believe that when she's constantly... And if you Google how many salivary glands we have, you'll figure out she was lying. Real quick, fast, in a hurry, friend. She is very good about hopping on this internet and acting like she's transparent. She tells you what she wants you to hear. The only disabilities from her microdeletion that she admitted to are the ones we can see. Any of the ones that we wouldn't be able to see, she won't admit to it, but they are in her fucking medical records. When you look up the symptoms for the microdeletion, oh wow, she has all of them, or had all of them. Like I said, her mom couldn't use a blueprint because no cases were documented till 2008. People say, well, oh, she doesn't have epilepsy now. Epilepsy can be grown out of. If you look up, can people grow out of the symptoms from microdeletion 1Q 2.11? You know what I'm saying? Yes. As people grow, they can grow out of those symptoms, especially when they've gotten help early on. The only treatment for her microdeletion is treating the symptoms. That's it. That's all they can do. That's exactly what Dee Dee did.
Well, Gypsy, I have proof that literally says otherwise because you contradicted yourself as always because of the Kim Kardashian episode and then your jail phone calls. So I'm going to show y'all that clip of her talking about Donald Trump and then I'm going to show you the contradictions.
Donald Trump's very, very unorthodox in the way that he does things. Are you open to meeting with him to discuss prison reform, especially for people who have been in your kind of situation? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, of course I would be open to it.
Would you'd sit with him?
Of course I would.
Oh, great.
I think I would have a lot to talk to him about.
What would you say to him? Like, what would be your main point? to drive home?
My main thing would be that there needs to be better advocacy for mental health problems while in prisons. I feel like too often the state just kind of chucks them in prison and doesn't take any...
Was there access for you, though, for mental health? Like the
access for me was they rated me on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being the best, and they told me that I didn't qualify for one-on-one therapy.
No, in prison,
despite my past trauma. So I think there actually needs to be more trauma therapy, more therapy for individuals instead of just chucking them in prison and forgetting about them. They could be reformed, they could be rehabilitated if just given the chance.
Okay, so you guys heard that, right? So she was refused because she was rated on a scale of 1 to 10, right? All right, listen to this clip, and I'm sorry that it's like repeating itself. I got it off of another page, a clip, and it's however they had edited it, so it sounds weird. But it emphasizes what she's saying, so that's why they did it, I guess. So hold on.
I have a psychiatrist that I can't really tell her much. I can't really tell her much because if I tell her I'm sad or depressed or anything like that, they'll document it, and the last thing I need right now is to be locked up in a mental institution. They'll document it, and the last thing I need right now is to be locked up in a mental institution. Received a notice that I didn't qualify for one-on-one therapy. I didn't qualify for one-on-one therapy. I didn't qualify for one-on-one therapy.
Wow. Gypsy, let me get this straight. You didn't qualify for therapy because you told the therapist lies so that you didn't have to be locked away in a mental institution, which you probably should have been, because your mind frame and for years of doing and planning everything you did, that would have probably been the best place for you. Like, how that makes no sense. And then you straight up get on Kim Kardashian's little episode and tell her a blank lie. Like, what are you doing? Because I know that prison that you went to offers mental health. I do know that. I even called them. I called them a long time ago. But not only that, but a lot of the creators that were in prison with her have verified it. They have told everybody what there was to offer. So, once again, another contradiction. But could you imagine Gypsy talking to Donald Trump? Or if he even would? Like, girl.
Gypsy Rose wasn't a victim. I read her and Nick's 420 texts. I read her and Nick's emails. I read the Greene County Sheriff's Department's police reports on her whole damn thing. I read the statements that her neighbors wrote. Honey, if you go download Reddit and get into digging into Miss Gypsy Rose, people from Springfield have spoken out about Gypsy. How they saw her at night walking, no wheelchair, no DD. They saw her getting on the bus, which we know she did because she had her own damn bus pass. She took a 3-ring binder full of documents proving her real age up to the hospital, same hospital she was getting treatment at, to see a 30-something-year-old man who was a convicted felon. And when she did this, she stole $1,000 from her mom and a bottle of her mom's pain medication. Walked 3 blocks to a stranger's freaking house, knocked on their door, and got a ride up to the hospital, the same hospital she got treatment at, to go see a fucking man. Didi was never diagnosed with Munchausen by proxy. You cannot diagnose a dead woman. Hello. And no expert worth their salt is going to diagnose a dead woman based off the fucking story that the woman who murdered her is giving. You don't even understand how that sounds. And I'm a DV survivor too. Are we comparing traumas? Maybe your trauma and your need to fucking relate to her is why you're blinded by all her damn lies that she blatantly tells. Gypsy could have stole that money and left with Nick that night. She did not have to murder Didi. You excusing that bullshit is a wild. She could have took the money, she could have ran, she could have went to the hotel and hopped on the bus. Hell, they could have got a cab. They had enough money. They had $4,400 on them. They could have paid a fucking cab to get on halfway there, and then they could have stayed in a hotel that night, so they had enough distance between her and Didi. You can support Gypsy all you want. I don't mind. And I don't mind a difference of opinion, but do not come on my page and be like, so you just think all DV survivors should stand up? She was not in a fucking domestic violence situation. She was in a con with her mother. Don't get it twisted, okay? There's not one fucking picture of Gypsy Rose Alcida malnourished with bruises on her somewhere. You won't find not one picture of that kind of shit except in her crime scene photo. She has bruises on the tops of her hands. Ain't that something? Wonder what she was doing. If you want to come over here and have a conversation about your opinion, we can. But this, not gonna happen.
Usually it's a mother. And like, I went to the hospital all my life. And so, you know, I'm surprised that nobody caught it at all.
Still ask the question, how do you kill your own mother? I mean, there's got to be a reason. You don't just, I'm gonna kill my mother because I want to be with a boyfriend.
Well, there you go. Rod Blanchard tells you exactly why she took her mom's life. Because he knows why. And yes, sociopaths, narcissists, psychopaths, they have been known to kill for less. Some have killed just for the thrill of committing the crime and getting away with it.
Nobody wants to believe that something like this can happen. I think the initial reaction is that Gypsy's been lying to everybody.
Because she has, and nobody caught the Munchausen syndrome by proxy because it didn't exist. It is a lie made up by Mike Stanfield and Gypsy Rose Blanchard herself. It was nothing more than a defense strategy that they had prepared for Gypsy's trial before she got the plea deal. Gypsy just posted this, and all I've got to say is disgusting. There's a reason why sex is sacred. The last person on planet Earth that I ever want to envision doing that. But just take a good hard look at Ken's face. He looked so freaking embarrassed. I wanna pull you closer. Everybody wants to know you. Sorry, not sorry, Ken. That's your bed and you're the one who has to lay in it. Ryan dodged a bullet. Literally. But me, I only want one thing. Ken only wants one thing too, and it's not sex. It's fame. It's wealth. Money. Attention. Clout. But the funny damn thing is that Ken Urker got that by effing a convicted murderer. Ken, you are better off auditioning for Dancing with the Stars or a D-rate Hollywood film. You are better off becoming a content creator yourself than literally having to have sex with a convicted murderer. She legit bought a whole entire bag of fake rose petals for this. Wow. Wow.
Well, it appears Gypsy Rose has gotten Ryan Anderson fired again. Now, while she doesn't work a real job, Ryan always has. And it was that job that was putting money in her account and paying for everything while they were together. But now, following the text messages that were released from Ryan to Gypsy regarding Ken, and Gypsy displaying those messages in a public manner, it appears it has affected Ryan's job. Now, information about Ryan's job has been publicly available, including his photo on the school's website. Well, following the release of those text messages and people constantly messaging the school where Ryan Anderson worked at, the school opened an investigation into the conduct by one of their teachers. And now it appears that investigation has affected Ryan's teaching contract at that school, making it no longer. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, and make sure to drop a follow for more.
Keep making content.
Just like she wants. And don't forget to subscribe, like, turn on notifications, and share.